Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Jizz Junction, the best podcast on the internet. Today, this is the hair episode because I'm getting a haircut, and behind me is my sister. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Abby, Bradley's sister.
Yep. And those are all the facts about her. It's the only interesting thing about her, anyways.
Nothing else.
But I recently had my hair dyed like this, and I wanted to get it redone because in 3 days I'm leaving the country. And I actually just posted a video that I filmed 2 weeks ago. That was me playing Beat Saber, talking about how I'm going to leave the country. And now I'm like really behind on everything. And we're here filming the haircut. But for today's episode, I want to focus on the craft. I forgot there's a second interesting thing about Abby, which is that she's very good at doing hair. You could say it's her specialty. And she has pretty much been the only person to cut my hair for the last, I don't know, how many years has it been?
11?
11 years.
11 years.
That's more than I thought. I was going to say 10, but I thought that was wrong. Yeah.
11 years. That's crazy.
And it's been the same thing, mostly. I get, what I'm comfortable with is the disconnect on the sides and then I grow out the top. Sometimes it's really long, sometimes it's kind of short. One time we did a mohawk, and my mom really did not like that.
She did not like that at all.
All right. Welcome to Hair Cam. So a few days ago, I had a doctor's appointment because I've been getting the runaround from the U.S. health system, and it's really annoying that all I want is my prescription, which I've already been prescribed, and my doctor said I could have, and then he refused to give me a refill because he needed some tests done. So I went to the lab to get the tests done, and then he still said no.
Why?
Because he didn't give me a reason, but he said I had to make an appointment with him before he'd give me a refill. And I checked his schedule, and he wasn't available until after I leave the country. So I scheduled with a random person, and I got in, finally. And it was literally a 5-minute appointment. I went in, and I stepped on the doctor's scale, which adds, I swear it adds 20 pounds.
That's the worst step. Getting weighed at the doctor's office is like one of the most humiliating things I feel like I've ever done in my life.
I don't know why that's like the first thing too. It just really sets the tone for
right.
the rest
This
of
is how the rest of your appointment's gonna go.
Yeah. So that wasn't a great start, and then I went in, and the nurse came in and was like, "Are you sad?" And I said, "No, I'm not sad." And then the doctor came in and said, "Do you have trouble sleeping?" And I said, "No." And then she wrote me a prescription. and I don't know why it was so hard to do that, because I feel like if that's all that needed to happen, then can we not just like do this over text?
What is this prescription pertain to the questions that they were asking, or is it just completely different?
It pertains. It's for Adderall.
Oh, okay.
So I guess like the sleep stuff, and they kind of asked me about my appetite.
Gotcha.
But having weighed myself 5 minutes prior, I knew that my appetite was not an issue. But I got my prescription finally, and I went to the pharmacist before it was ready, which never usually goes well. But this time they just filled it right there.
Wow.
And I was shocked, because usually the pharmacist tells me to go away.
My pharmacy's always out of. I get Ritalin, and they are perpetually out. Like I can never get it filled. It's been months.
I went, I think, like a month and a half without my Adderall, which is how long I was trying to get it, which was really annoying. And then even more annoying because I got out of school, and that's kind of when I ran out, is right as school ended. So it was well timed in that aspect. But I went to go make videos to prepare for my trip because I wanted to schedule them so I don't have to make videos while I'm gone. And I don't know, I just had zero motivation. And I got my Adderall, I think, 2 days ago. And I have made 4 videos in that time.
You're a new man.
Reborn. It's actually so refreshing.
I don't take mine very often just because I try to be a safe user of my prescription. And my doctor, I haven't asked for a refill, but she's very concerned. She's like, you have to come and see me in person if you want that refilled. I'm like, I'm good right now. Thank you, though. And she's like, won't schedule an appointment with me even though I don't want it because I see her remotely, telehealth. So it's really weird. I feel like she is forcing me to refill my prescription.
She wants those commissions.
Maybe.
I don't know if that's how doctors get paid.
I don't think so. I think some drugs out there, if doctors push them, they do get like, I don't know, I don't know how it all works, but they do get like a little bit of a kickback. But I don't think it's typically with drugs as large as like Adderall and Ritalin. Like those sell without without the push.
They're also, at least my experience, is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I paid $5 reduce for 90 days.
Oh, that's nice. They give you 90 days. They can only give me 30 days.
It is really nice because, especially going out of the country, I'll be gone for more than a month. Although I don't plan on taking more than a month's worth of Adderall in that time. But I guess a safety net if my classes end up being really hard. So context, people at home, I'm going to Germany, if you don't already know. And I'm taking 2 classes while I'm there. I'm taking German, and I'm taking Berlin museums, which I don't know how that's a class, but we're going to find out.
So you just go explore the museums?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
It is really sweet. I got an email today from the school saying to get a ticket for the first museum, which was the Berlin Jewish museum.
That's probably going to be sad.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's going to be the most enthralling museum experience in my life, nor the greatest, but it'll be interesting.
It will, and I think it'll be important.
I think it's crazy that's the first day of class is they're doing.
They're starting it off hot.
Would you guys like to start with the Holocaust?
Maybe they just want to get it out of the way. Like, we can't be in Germany without acknowledging the Holocaust.
So, yeah, that's day 1. And I don't know anything else. I've gotten, honestly, a scarily small amount of information about these classes. Apparently there's going to be like an online class portal type thing, which I forget what it was called, but it was called something, it was a really goofy word. It was like Meepo or something like that.
Is it German?
No, I think it's just European.
Oh.
But it was really interesting. I guess I didn't think that they don't use the all of the same systems across the world.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
gonna
it'd
be
be like Canvas.
quite. That would be funny if you are doing school internationally and it is just Canvas.
But I am very happy that I finally got that prescription, and I also went clothes shopping the other day, and I bought $300 worth of clothes. And I'm glad I did. I'm excited about it, but why are clothes so darn expensive?
That's what I feel.
And for like a consumer such as myself, even if I buy, for example, a $40 pair of jeans, that's still considered fast fashion for
Right.
me. Like, that's not going to last in the grand scheme of things all that long.
Nope.
Why can't I buy a pair of jeans for $40 that will last me my whole life? Assuming that I stay the same size my whole life. But
Well, I feel like even going and getting more expensive, like you go to Buckle and I'll get like, $120 pair of jeans, and it's still like, even if they did last me my whole life, who stays the same size their whole goddamn life? Like, you still have to buy more than one pair of jeans.
seriously, yeah. I can't think of anyone that would be the same size.
Even if you're getting healthier and let's say you lose weight, that's kind of expensive. I have recently been clothes shopping. I haven't bought anything yet, but I'm looking for some nice clothes for this couple's photo shoot I'm doing, and I'm scared with how much money the clothes are. I put like 22 dresses. They're just like, they're not like ball gowns. They're just like nice little summer dresses
Yeah.
in my shopping cart, and it's over $6,000.
Jeez.
Of course,
insane.
I'm not thinking of getting more than like one dress, but I just wanted to choose from a few that I liked, and I was like, dang, that's crazy.
I can't imagine. I feel like clothes are way more expensive as a woman. But I can't say for sure because I don't really have that experience.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably all, works out to the same, but I think it depends on like what you're doing too. Like if you're having to buy nice work suits and stuff, like that's pretty pricey. But I do feel like just normal daily clothing, women's is a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. I've always wanted to have like a bunch of nice suits that I could switch out and like have a whole bunch of different styles, but it just costs so much to do.
Yeah, it's expensive.
So you've been doing hair for 11 years.
Yes.
And a big part of doing hair, I think, is the salon talk, so to speak. I don't know if that's the proper term, but
Salon talk, like with other with other stylists, or just talking to your clients?
like talking to your clients.
Gotcha. Yes. Yeah. I agree.
I feel like in that time you've had to have met some crazy people that have said some wild things, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to share any of those experiences with us today.
Sure. I have to try to remember. When I worked at Supercuts, it was just like a lot of variation in types of people, which is fine, but it also meant there was a lot of crazy people as well.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of men. And as women stylists, you can probably imagine just a lot of like the crazy things that happened. I remember when I kind of first started doing hair, let's see, this really old guy kind of was heavily implying that he wanted me to be his wanted to be my sugar daddy. And he like owned like a fluorescent light company or something. And he said that he had a bunch of sugar babies, and he was like, I can pay you well, like I can make sure you make this amount of money per year or whatever. And I was like, I'm good. And then there was also like some good experiences. Like one guy I talked to, I left that morning to go work, and before I had left, I was trying to set up my crock pot for a dinner for when I got home. I had everything I needed to make it, but I went to go turn the crock pot on and realized it wasn't working. So that was a disappointment. So in my conversation with this man, I spoke to him about it and how I was very sad I wasn't going to have any dinner to go home to. And he was like, oh yeah, he didn't seem super interested, but he left after I finished his haircut. He tipped me pretty nicely, and then he came back like 30 minutes later with a brand new crock pot in the box and gave it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
That was at Supercuts?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was really nice. I was like, this is really nice. Oh my gosh. And I still have it. It's the crock pot that I use to this day. So that was pretty silly.
That's so wholesome.
I know. It was pretty wholesome. It made me so happy. Let's try to think of any other. There's a lot of crazy ones. There's a guy that kind of like stuck around the whole day after I did his hair to try to like talk to me after. I think he told me that he was a meth addict. Recovering meth addict. And he just like stood outside hours after I finished his hair. Tried to talk to me. I think he even tried calling at one point. Oh, one of the craziest things. I was talking to this guy and he admitted to me that he committed insurance fraud. And he got like, I think it was like something like $60,000 or something like that.
No way.
And he spent it all on hookers and blow and just like cars and dumb stuff like that. And he was like, now I'm poor. I don't have any money. I'm in a bunch of debt. I was like, damn.
That's a wild thing to just be talking.
Yeah, and he got away with it. And to just tell a stranger.
Yeah. I don't know. I might be watching too many like police shows, but how do you know you're not a plant, right?
That'd be well, that's a good point. That's some dedication to have to go to hair school, get licensed in the state, and then just to be a hairstylist plant.
Well, I guess like the cops could have just mic'd you up, you know?
Oh, true. I don't know. I wonder what he's doing now.
Hopefully he's not broke. But based on what you said, I don't imagine.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he had it together.
Have I told you much about my trip to Vegas?
Not really. Sam and Scott told me a little bit. Also, do you want me to bring your sideburns up at all?
Yeah, kind of like to this little ear
notch.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, the notch.
No, but I would love to hear some.
Well, I didn't win any money. In fact, I think I lost $100 overall. But that's not the worst thing in the world. I was planning on losing more. But I mostly played blackjack, and I was kind of running it up one night, and I was up like $200 at this blackjack table, and then I after that went and like I don't know, I lost 100 of it very quickly because they just kept bringing me free drinks. And
Wow.
I was not prepared to make my best decisions.
You fell for what they expect people to do. That's okay. At least it was only $100.
Yeah. I also played Overwatch while I was in Vegas. We went to the Luxor, and they have the HyperX Arena inside the Luxor, which is where they do like massive esports tournaments and events.
Oh yeah, I walked in there when we were there for your birthday. Yeah.
But they also have a bunch of computer setups that you can just rent. So it was surprisingly cheap. I say that as if like I can't play for free at my own house.
Right.
But it was $15 for an hour.
Okay.
And we played for an hour, and we won all of the games that we played in that hour. And it was the best experience of my life because I had not played Overwatch in so long before that. I was having withdrawals. I've been thinking a lot about Overwatch lately, actually, because I wanted to complete the battle pass before I left for Germany. I don't think I'll have time now, because I don't know. I should have just managed my time better. I've been bed rotting for like a week, Abby.
Because you didn't have your add-on.
I mean, that's part of it, but also I think I was just really unmotivated and tired from
I feel that.
school. I was just putting in like 150% for multiple months straight, and it was really nice. I did next to nothing other than go like clock into my shifts, but it's pretty great.
I've been super burnt out from work, and I feel you on that. I wish I could just rot in bed for like a couple days. So I'm glad that you did that.
Yeah, it is nice. It's nice to do, but the whole time I was like, man, I shouldn't be doing this, and then I kept doing it anyways.
That's okay. I feel like you still worked and you're doing a bunch of stuff today.
Well, what are you going to be up to while I'm gone? I've been thinking about the concept that all the people I know are still going to be living their lives while I'm across the world, which sounds weird, but
I'm really sad that I am not going to be studying abroad in Germany like you. But well, first of all, you just want like about the same off. So we'll just do like maybe like a half inch.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Well.
And also thin it out.
Thin it out. Okay. Chris and I are going to Michigan for all of July. So we leave on the 29th, June 29th. And we'll just be working from Michigan. And then we have 1 week in the middle there where we will be taking work off to do a little family vacation with his family. We have like a little lake house that we got and rented or whatever, and we'll just spend some time there. But other than that, we'll be working from like a lake town, like a very small lake town. So we'll be doing work stuff, but then like a lot of lake beach stuff. And we're taking Maya, which is my dog. If you guys, if Bradley hasn't spoken about Maya before, which I would be surprised if he hasn't, because, you know, why wouldn't you?
I've never talked about Maya.
I figured you wouldn't. Oh, we should have a Maya cam. That would have been good.
That would be good. Is Maya over there?
She's on the couch.
Maya!
There she is.
Maya's so great. I shouldn't have done that one-handed. Oh well. But Maya is the most anxious dog that I've ever met in my whole life.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, like, for ages, but when I was younger, Maya, I was kind of a rambunctious, you know, I was an adolescent boy, so what do you expect? But Maya was terrified to come within 5 feet of me.
Oh yeah, I always forget that she was kind of scared of you.
For a very long time, I was honestly so sad for that, like the whole duration of that time.
But then you would like stomp around and just move so fast, though.
I did. I sometimes was amused by Maya's being scared, and I would try to kind of drag it out of her, which was not nice.
So I was working, and I have a standing desk over there that's standing, and I have a little treadmill that I just walk on while I'm working. But I was on a phone call with somebody, and I saw outside my window in front of me that faces the backyard, Maya having the time of her freaking life. She was running around the yard. She was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. And I saw that she was like tossing something up in the air and like playing catch with herself, essentially, and zooming around the yard, like picking it up, throwing it around. And I realized after a few moments that I was fairly certain it was a baby bunny. And I was on the phone with somebody I could not get off the phone with. And I just had to watch her throw this baby bunny around the yard in complete horror.
That's terrifying.
For like 15 minutes.
No way.
Yeah. And then I finally was able to get off the phone, and I got her, told her to drop it. She came inside. I went out to see if there's any way to like save this bunny. I was like, pretty sure this thing's dead. And sure enough, it was gone. It was a goner.
Yeah.
It was really sad.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, it was. I was very distracted on my phone call. I think at one point I was like, my dog has caught a rabbit, to try to imply that I needed to get off the phone, and they just were like, okay, wow.
That's crazy that, I don't know.
She's a killer.
I feel like if I was on the receiving end of that phone call, I'd be like, you know what, go handle that. I can wait. That actually sounds horrifying.
Yeah, it's just like what can you do? Dog's gonna dog.
Maya!
Baby Maya.
She is silly. How old is Maya now? Is she 10?
She just turned 10 in May.
Wow.
On May 20th.
She does not seem 10. She runs around like she is still a puppy.
Yeah, we try to keep her active, but she's definitely aged a little bit. You should tell me your favorite Maya story.
My favorite Maya story. It's hard to think of because there's not been a whole lot of times that I've hung out with Maya. There's one time when Maya was younger. She was a runner. So if the door was ever open, she would just bolt out and run as fast as possible. It was almost impossible to catch her. And there was a few times where she'd actually be lost. I think one time we had to have like our family friends went and drove around and found them.
Oh yeah, because we were not in the state.
Yeah. So that one was not our fault.
Yeah.
But there was one time that Abby was visiting with Maya, and she got let out the garage. And I don't think I've ever ran faster than this since in my whole life. I was actually like Usain Bolt on the track field. And I believe in the documented history of Maya runaways, that's the one time that anyone has caught up with her on foot while she was still moving. And I like swooped her up mid gallop.
Oh my gosh.
And she was not happy about that.
I don't remember that. That's crazy.
And I did the whole thing barefoot too. It was great.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I don't remember how old I was. I feel like I was in middle school or something like that. There was another time when I was watching Maya and took her on a walk with our dogs Junebug and Gizmo. That's okay. Sorry. So if you've ever walked 3 dogs at the same time, you probably know that it's not usually a very easy thing to do. But Junebug and Gizmo are easy enough because they kind of just stand around for the most part.
Yeah, they don't do the whole time.
Yeah, when you're on a walk, they'll like sniff a little bit and they don't get super excited. But Maya is the opposite of that, and she will be going around in circles and looking at every which where and seeing what is happening across the whole entire globe.
Mrs. Worldwide.
No,
Uh-oh.
we're good.
Okay.
Sorry.
There we go.
But she was just the biggest disturbance in this walk because I would be walking Junebug and Gizmo and it'd be fine, and I had Maya in my separate hand intentionally to try to keep her away from the other 2 leashes, but she just ignored it entirely and wrapped them all in a big knot, and it was like the whole duration of this walk. I think after 10 minutes I just gave up and turned around because it was too much of a struggle.
I have never walked, like, Maya's been on walks with other dogs, but I have never personally have had more than just her under my control via leash. I feel like that'd be crazy. She's still like that. She will choke herself out. She's one of those dogs.
That's wild. Because I remember that. She was actually just choking herself, and I thought that she was gonna pass out or something because it was a sweltering day outside.
Yeah, she's.
I have a new water bottle. And I wanted to show.
It's cute.
Oh, this camera's right here. My perception is really weird. So this is Sylveon, and Clove, a little Boba, Charizard, Cat, Viper. It's kind of blurry, but I'm super excited about this water bottle, and I wanted to promote my friend, Octo0. If you type right now on your screen octo0.store into your browser, then you can purchase every single sticker that you just saw on that water bottle for an amazingly cheap price. And also to support a humble local artist.
Okay. I feel like the haircut always takes the longest. 'Cause I have so much hair.
Yeah, that's my bad. Clocked in at a 45-minute haircut.
Alright, let's get this dry. Fantastic.
Yippee! So, Abby, have you ever heard of galvanized square steel?
I had to take my mic off 1 second. I just want to get this hair.
I can stand up if it helps.
This is good. So sorry, what did you ask me?
Have you ever heard of galvanized square steel?
Like, just steel? Is that what you're asking me?
No, it's very different. It's galvanized square steel. I have been getting so many posts in my Instagram feed, and I'm sure that people watching this have gotten a lot of these, but I don't get how this is even a trend at this point, but it's like these shitty flash animations, not even flash animations, it's like 3D model, and it's like Little John saved up $5 million and finally could afford to purchase an apartment. But when he opened the door, he was surprised to find that it was only 0.5 by 0.5 square meters in surface areas. And then the whole video is, it's always the same thing. It goes, Little John took out the window, implanted galvanized square steel beams, and padded them with eco-friendly wood veneer, secured them with screws that he borrowed from his aunt, and then I don't know, it's always slightly different, but it's like turning this tiny little space into like a super spacious area and having all this smart storage, and there'll be like a shitter in the floor or something. But it's so brain rotted. There's even ones where it's like Little John purchased an apartment and he opened the door and find it was 0 square meters. So the door just led to like outside of a skyscraper. And then it shows him like strapping himself to the side of the door to go to bed.
I am so lost on what these are, like video trends.
Yeah, no, I need to show you one so you understand what's happening.
Sounds crazy to me.
But it's the same thing every time, just like a slightly different layout. And I don't know. I don't know why these are a thing. And it's kind of evolved into this era of just really bad 3D animation with like no lip syncing or anything like that. So it just looks, I don't know, it looks like a third grader's art project if a third grader could get their hands on 3D animation software.
That would be something. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to. And the trend is called galvanized steel.
No, I don't know what you would call it. It's kind of just a meme.
Okay. Does it always involve?
It always
Galvanized
involves
steel.
galvanized square steel,
Okay.
eco-friendly wood veneers, and screws borrowed from his aunt.
This sounds crazy to me.
I want to talk about science, and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't think you do either, but I think it's crazy. So I dyed my hair like this a few weeks ago. At this point, it's probably over a month, actually. I don't know. My perception of time is weird. But we did purple, and for some of the purple, Abby put my hair into foil so that way it didn't get onto the parts that she was dyeing blonde. But she didn't need to do that for all of the hair that she did purple, only some of it. But when she took the foil off, the hair that she foiled was more saturated than the hair that she didn't foil. And I don't understand.
Well, I can
Why
tell
that's
you
the thing.
why, if you want to know the science of it.
Tell me why.
So, the foil acts as a heat conductor. So, aside from it serving the purpose of not getting on other parts of the hair or things that you don't want the color touching, it insulates heat. Heat allows your hair cuticle, the outside of your hair, to open up, and when your cuticle is opened up, things can either be extracted or pushed further into the cuticle. However, I did not realize that the difference for a vibrant color, which does not involve any peroxide developer, so it's not a chemical reaction, it's just simply putting a color onto the hair, direct dye, would have such a difference, because, you know, I've been doing hair for such a long time, I haven't seen such a visible difference like that before. But that's the science behind it.
That's wild. Science rules.
Science rules. Bill Nye, where you at?
Okay, here, I was talking about this with some of my friends the other day. So everyone always asks if you could have lunch or like meet a celebrity, who would you want to meet? And I think that's a great question, but I need to ask you, what celebrity would you not want to meet at all costs? If you could avoid it, who would that be?
At all I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, obviously all the rapey ones.
Yeah. I don't want to be meeting any Cosbys anytime soon.
Not interested in meeting Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein. I don't know, like, I feel like Tom Cruise would be like super annoying.
Yeah. I think he would be kind of insufferable to be around.
I don't know. There's just so many. I feel like I think I would hate to meet Chris Pratt. He seems pretty insufferable as well.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I feel like he has like a split personality, because sometimes I'll see him and he just seems like a normal laid back dude, and then sometimes I see him in interviews and all he talks about is God, and I don't know.
Right.
Like, yeehaw.
That's the thing about actors, though. Like, I feel like you can't trust them because most of them are, not most of them, but a lot of them are good at acting. So it's like, is that you? Or are you just acting?
Yeah, I get that. I would love to be an actor. I think I would be so. Actually, I don't think I'd be that good at it, but it'd be cool to act. I actually acted in a commercial once.
You did? Oh, yeah, you did. I know.
I got paid a whole $60 for that, and I got free wings.
I'm professional over here. I think I would be a good actor. I aspired to be an actor when I was younger, but took no steps.
Are you good at improv?
I would say so. I feel like I do it every day for my job.
Yeah.
Improving.
Okay. Well, then we'll do a scenario. I gotta get in the zone. So, I am a door-to-door salesman, and I'm selling galvanized square steel and eco-friendly wood veneers. And you are Little John, and you just saved up $1 million, and you can finally afford to buy an apartment in New York.
Like Lil Jon, the artist, or just Little John?
Just John. Little John.
Okay.
Okay. Knock, knock, knock. Hello there, residents. My name is Craig, and I have a shipment of galvanized square steel and eco-friendly wood veneers. I know that we live in a rough cut economy these days, and getting yourself a good house or apartment in New York is just out of the question. So how could I interest you in purchasing this truck full? We're only selling in bulk of galvanized square steel and eco-friendly wood veneers.
Well, I'm going to just stop you right there, sir. I, in fact, can afford an apartment in New York, and I just saved up the amount of money I need to. So your little sales speech, not going to work.
Oh, okay. Listen. I hear where you're coming from. What sort of budget are you working with, if you don't mind me asking?
You know, that's a pretty personal question. I don't know much about you. I don't even know what your last name is, your favorite color, your favorite food.
I'm Craig Craigenson. My favorite color is indigo. My favorite food is salted caramel chocolate. And I have been walking this planet for exactly 37 years, 11 months, and 29 days. Tomorrow is my birthday. And it would just mean oh so much to me if you would purchase all this galvanized square steel, because I think even if you can't afford an apartment in New York, you're going to end up getting shafted by those landlords, those icky, sticky landlords, and all their corruption.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there, Craig. So, first of all, the fact that your favorite food is a special little treat is a little concerning to me. Have to admit that. Second of all, I like landlords. I like being miserable.
Whoa.
I enjoy the misery. I relish in never knowing if I could potentially be living in a filth-ridden apartment and my landlord literally doesn't give a shit if I live or die. That brings excitement to my life because there's literally nothing else going on in my life. So I don't know, sir. I think you might just need to leave, but I could offer you a sandwich if you might just want to hang out.
Let's have a sandwich. What? Do you happen to have any salted caramel chocolates?
Craig, I swear to God, if you put a salted caramel chocolate on your sandwich, I'm going to jump out this fucking window.
Well, wait a second. I was only going to do that if you have sourdough bread.
Of course I have sourdough bread. I'm not a fucking heathen. Oh my gosh. I invited a complete nut job into my apartment that I was just able to afford. What am I doing? Craig.
Tell me, how long have you been saving up? You don't have to tell me how much money you have, but, just level with me. Is this a long time in the making?
All right, Craig. You broke me down. I've been saving for at least the last 13 years.
That's quite that's wild because you don't look a day older than 19. You look
Well, it works in my favor. I agree with you there. I do look a little younger for my age. But would you believe me if I told you that I'm actually 73 years old?
Whoa. How are you still living in an apartment at 73?
Like I said, I enjoy the misery.
Oh, right. I forgot that part. I just find it hard to negotiate with terrorists, which is what I'm finding this situation to be. So I will see myself out, seeing as you don't have any salted caramel chocolates, and I really don't feel the need to stay and enjoy a sandwich without my favorite ingredient. But I
take this tub of mayonnaise with you, and don't slam the door on your way out, Craig. It's my parting gift for you for your troubles.
A tub of mayonnaise.
Yes.
And scene. So now that's our audition for the next Hollywood big hit. And you can contact us in the comment sections of this video.
Yes, if you would like me to star in your next big film.
That was good. I feel like you really encapsulated the character of Little John because he is an anomaly. Really, I watch those videos. Every time I wonder, why does Little John keep buying apartments? Why doesn't he move out of New York, first of all? And second of all, why doesn't he buy? He has $5 million. He doesn't have to rent.
Right. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't seen these videos, so I have no idea the struggles in which Lil Jon might be experiencing, but I just ran with it.
Yeah. There's actually a key information I didn't give you about Little John. He has a pet tiger, like a Bengal tiger.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think you could rent any place with a tiger as a pet. That just doesn't seem realistic.
Maybe he enjoys tricking the landlords and sneaking the tiger in under their nose. But I don't know how you sneak a tiger anywhere.
It's true. I don't know how you would either, unless you were who are the famous magicians with the tigers? I don't think they do the tigers anymore.
I don't know. I don't know many magicians. You know what movies I watched recently? Now You See Me.
Oh, that's kind of an old one.
And I think I also watched a video essay online about this. But I think it's safe to say that the magicians in Now You See Me are wizards.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way that those people are performing actual magic tricks.
Or maybe they're just that good. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
There's one scene where who's that actor? Woody Harrelson. He simply looks at someone and they fall asleep. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't make a gesture. And also, this is the first time that he has ever met this person, which is a truck driver for a bank.
Maybe he's a hypnotist.
Well, he is a hypnotist. Woody Harrelson in the movie, his character's a hypnotist.
Okay.
But what hypnotist in the whole world can glance at someone and make them fall asleep?
I'm no hypnotist, Bradley. I wouldn't be able to tell you. And even if I was, maybe I probably wouldn't share my secrets with you.
Yeah. One of my new favorite sayings is whenever, I don't know, you can workshop this, use it in a lot of situations, but if you're talking about something you don't know much about it, you can say, I don't know, give me an example, talk about something silly.
Mulch manufacturing companies.
And then I would say, I'm no mulch doctor. Or it's more funny to say, I'm no fucking mulch doctor. But I think that mulch sucks ass, actually. Man, you just made me remember. Why does mulch exist? Have you ever gone to a playground that instead of sand, it's mulch?
Yes.
Why? Who thought of that? Because then when the children fall, not only do they fall and get hurt, but they fall into a pile of sharp wood spikes.
But then at least you don't have sand in your shoes. It's give and take, Bradley.
I've gotten mulch in my shoes before. I don't know if that's just a me thing.
I'd rather have mulch in my shoes. And an injured child.
And an injured child.
You don't have to convince me, Bradley. I'm already sold.
On mulch?
Yeah.
Just the idea of mulch. I was trying to do the opposite, but I guess I failed.
I was more so saying the fact that children could potentially get injured on mulch.
Oh, right.
Is a plus.
Oh.
Which I don't feel that way. Everybody, I love children.
Whoa. I'm indifferent about children. It depends on the child. I deliver pizza for a living, and a lot of times I'll knock on the door, and it'll be a little kid with their mom or dad because they get really excited about pizza. And they always seem so excited. And my theory is that it's because I have facial piercings, and on occasion I have some crazy colors in my hair. But like the really young kids will look at me, and their face will go from a expression of excitement and joy to one of fear and confusion. And they'll be going like, pizza from behind the door, and then they'll look at me and they won't say another word.
And they say, scary man. There's a scary man at the door. It's the last boss for them to get their pizza. Can you face the strange man with the facial piercings?
I don't know. Everyone has passed so far. There was a woman a few weeks ago that she set her order for contactless, and she did not put a tip on her order. So as a driver, I'm incentivized to get her to sign the receipt by any means necessary, even though she had it set for contactless. But I texted her and I said, hey, this is Bradley, your delivery driver. I need to get a signature. Do you prefer that I knock, ring, text, or call when I arrive? And then she didn't respond. And then I got there and I knocked and I knocked and I rang. And I wasn't like ding, ding, ding. It was kind of like ding. And then I wait, I don't know, 30 or 40 seconds and then I do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came out and she was not happy. And I can't blame her because she set her order for contactless. But she goes, I was in a meeting. I told you to leave it at the door. I went, you have to sign this. And then she tipped me $3. And I was shocked that she gave me a single dollar after that. But I think that the lesson she learned that day was that she should tip her drivers.
You gotta tip in advance.
Because I swear I sat there for like 5 minutes knocking and ringing.
People suck. I think I saw a good rule of thumb. It was like, obviously you always tip on delivery. Like that's just across the board. You tip for a delivery. And other than that, like when you're not doing delivery stuff, I saw a good rule of thumb. It was like, in my opinion, like only tipping on services in which the service has been completed at the time in which you are paying. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, getting your hair done. You pay for your hair after the service is completed. And it is a tipped service. However, like when you're picking up to-go food or something like that, like they didn't serve you, or I don't know what other services ask for you to pay ahead of time.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Like if I order from a restaurant for takeout, I don't get why they want me to sign the receipt, because I would tip a waiter or waitress for all the things that they didn't do in that instance.
Right.
I always feel bad, but I'm like, I'm not going to tip you for grabbing my food from a shelf.
And I know some people say, well, they still made your food, but my understanding in most restaurants, but some do a tip pool, I get that, but usually they tell you that in advance. The cooking staff does not get tips.
Yeah. So I've been dealing with some not so fun sleeping complications, which I can tell you about, which basically amounts to I want to fix my sleep schedule before I leave to where I'm falling asleep early and waking up early. That way I am less jet lagged.
Oh, I have an app that you have to download.
Okay.
It's called Time Shifter, and you get it's free for your first trip. So you put in your outgoing and incoming flight, and it tells you exactly what your schedule needs to be for sleep and like snacks, caffeine and stuff. I think it's like a week in advance, up all the way up to your actual flight, and it tells you when to go to bed, and then the day of your flight it tells you like what time to take a nap on the plane, when to eat, when to do this and that. I literally did not feel jet lagged at all when I went to Europe.
I need to try that.
Yes.
Because my predicament that I'm in is I'm throwing a party for my friend's birthday on the night before I leave.
That's a mistake.
It is a bold strategy for sure. I'm just trying to think if I should call it a night early, stay up really late, or stay up all night and then just honk shoot through the whole plane.
I think you should just do what this time shifter app tells you to do. It depends what time your flight is, but likely you will need to be going to bed early. When Chris and I went to Europe, the day before we left, I think we had to go to bed at like 5 or 6 p.m., something like that. And you're taking melatonin, 30, 40, like an hour. I think you're supposed to take it like an hour before you want to be asleep.
Yeah.
To help with the time. Like the melatonin is the super important part.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I actually don't have melatonin. I need to get some.
Super cheap. Yeah.
Well, that isn't great because my party starts at 8.
Yeah, you fucked up.
But I think I'm okay with that. I figure I would just be really tired on the first day. And then, like, if I do it right, then hopefully I won't be jet lagged after that. But I don't know.
I think you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah.
You'll be there long enough. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll have a lot of time to adjust. It's just like I planned it like this intentionally, not thinking about the sleep thing, because I planned the party a while ago. Before that was even on my radar, because I wanted to have this party for his birthday, and also so I could see all my pals before I'm gone.
Yeah.
And then Mom, who's driving me to the airport, said that we need to leave by 6:30 a.m.
Well, you might be okay if you like follow the instructions it has for like the plane itself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it's gonna be a long flight. So, like, I stuck pretty strict to what it told me to do. It'll tell you to take a few different naps at certain times, and you just gotta do it. Even if you're not tired, you just gotta fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because then when you get there, at least you've had a little bit of sleep, and it was at the appropriate times that you can kind of, because your first day there, you're gonna be hitting the ground running.
Yeah, 100%. Going to the apartment. Speaking of which, I need to call these people because I've received 2 different addresses for the apartment that I'm supposed to be going to.
Well, that's confusing.
So I am actually very confused. I need to make sure I go to the right place. Here. But yeah, other than that, it's been going well, like waking up early, but the falling asleep early thing has not been going well because as soon as school ended, I just started staying up really late. And now that I am taking Adderall again, it doesn't like affect my sleep really because I take it early enough in the day that it's not affecting me, but I'll be like, I'm already on a roll. I don't really feel like I want to keep working, but I might as well.
What is your Adderall like an 8-hour?
Yeah.
You should try, I don't know if they make Adderall in 4-hour, but like I take Ritalin and they have 4-hour ones, so you can take 2 4 hours apart. I just take 1, like in the morning, and I'm pretty sensitive, but like to me that's like enough to get it going in gear, because sometimes when you're in gear, by the time it starts to wear off, you're kind of like already, you still have enough residual effects that you can kind of just keep the train going.
Yeah.
And then your sleep isn't suffering.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That would be my recommendation.
I've had a few weird delivery experiences recently. The weirdest of which was also really nice. It was a fun one, but I delivered a pizza to one of my best friends and my old roommate, and I hadn't seen him in a while. I got to his house and I didn't even read the name on the receipt, so I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's you!" And I got to see his new apartment, and it was really fun. And I go in for a hug, and he goes, "Me and my girlfriend just broke up," and I was like, I'm sorry, guy, because
I gotta go.
I have to go back to work." And he knew that. I don't know. If I was him in that situation, I'd also want to tell me. Because, it just happened and it's like a significant event.
Right.
But it was just really bad timing because I'm like, I have got to skedaddle.
Well, and you probably caught up with him later on it.
Yeah.
That's hard, but I imagine he knew.
I was also right before I went to Vegas, so I was like, I will get with you after Vegas.
Yeah.
We can hang out.
That's sad. Breakups are hard.
But he's doing good.
Good. You're a good pal.
I like to think so. How's the status, Abby?
Getting close to being done with the purple. And then I can just slap the dark on. Sometimes it's hard going back in because you have to like pick out the blonde versus the purple, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be perfect. You do what you can. And you don't worry too much.
It looks like you're separating it out really good to me.
Trying to. Clips.
Well, I'm going to cut this for now, and then we can check back in when the hair's done. So you guys won't see me for however long it takes. Finn the human. Take this. All right. Let me know what you think. Did my sister do an amazing job, or did she do a horrible job? And if you think she did a horrible job, subscribe. If you think that she did a really good job, also subscribe. And do you have anything to say to the people?
If I did a bad job, don't say anything. If I did a good job, say everything.
Okay. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. This is the hair. All right, bye.